We were on the scene at about 6:30 this morning, local time, when about 100 protesters met approximately 100 Indian police blocking the road with 5 buses. The protesters sat down, began praying and chanting, at which point the Indian police took them one by one into the buses. The protesters resisted. They did not go quietly. There was about 4 or 5 police officers per monk being taken into the buses, and they were driven off to the police station, still chanting the slogan of Free Tibet.
And what reasons have the Indian police given for the arrests?
Well, we're being told that the Tibetan refugees refused to show their registration cards, which Indian police requested about 2 days ago, and that is the reason for their arrest. They'd also been given a restraining order that stated they could not leave their home province here. However, they were still about 25 kilometers from leaving their home province when the police swooped in this morning and arrested them.
Because a lot of people suggesting that India have only arrested these protesters because they're concerned that Beijing will be embarrassed ahead of the Olympics.
Well, that's certainly what supporters of those protesters are telling us here. The protests have gotten, as you know, quite a bit of international media attention, and the Indians had let the protesters go on for actually 3 full days. They left Dharamsala on March 10th, and it was only this morning they were taken into custody.
And these protests tie in with global protests, don't they? And what's the actual mission behind them?
It is. As you know, protests have taken place around the world on the anniversary of the March 10th uprising in Tibet back in 1959. And clearly the supporters here are saying they want to embarrass China before the Olympics and bring attention to their cause on the occasion of the Beijing hosting the Games.
And the charges that you were talking about earlier, which these people are facing, they're commonly used, aren't they, in India when the Indian police want to sort of hold people for a few days. Is there any indication that they'll be released soon and be allowed to protest again?
It's very unclear. They were arrested just a few hours ago. They're still being held in the jail. We were told by one person they may be coming back to Dharamsala later today. But regardless of the fate of these protesters, the organizers of the protest of the march tell us they have many more monks in reserve and they have future plans to protest. As one person told me today, this is definitely not the end.